Alright, so first one here we have is Grifter. Now this one based on the DC Multiverse box is based on the Infinite Frontier. So it's not 100% sure Flashpoint, but this character does appear in the comic book Flashpoint and in the cartoon Flashpoint Paradox, which he fights side to side with Batman. So despite not being actually from the Flashpoint and like a Flashpoint wave, this guy does fit in that category, since he does take place in the Flashpoint story. And next one here we have is Batman Flashpoint. This one was an early figure that Mcfarlane made, I believe, in the 2020s. So yeah, this is a very early figure with not that much of articulation, but he does look badass, and you're able to put guns on his holster. And talking about guns, Mcfarlane back then were able to use guns, which is the reason this Batman has guns. So this is one of the few ones that were able to have guns. After that, they never made them. This guy's also a bit pricey. I believe he's like around the 50s. And he also had a unmasked version, which that one is not very popular. But it's basically the same figure, just with the unmasked head. But he also includes with a sword and the 2 guns. The reason this guy has the sword is because that's the sword where he kills Reverse Flash. Based on the comics, because in the cartoons he kills him with the gun. And next one here we have is Flashpoint Aquaman. Now this one is not a very well received figure either, just based on the head sculpt. I mean, the rest looks amazing, the head sculpt. I heard some people didn't like that head sculpt that very much. I'm one of them, but I do have to admit that that detail on the face sculpt is fantastic. It's just that at least give us a normal head sculpt also, because this by itself doesn't look that great. Another thing I like about this Aquaman figure is that they give him an X-ray where you can put the trident on his back. So instead of having it in his hand, you can have him pose with the trident on his back. The second one here we have is Flash, which I sadly don't have, which is why I'm just including an image here. But this is like the definitive Flash. But I believe I'm just post this guy with the Flashpoint figures, since I believe the New 52 fits better with if you're gonna make a Justice League, in my opinion. So yeah, I can't really say that much since I don't have the figure in hand. But I'm just saying that I'm gonna include this guy on the Flashpoint display. And last one here we have is Wonder Woman for the Flashpoint Build-A-Figure wave. This is a great looking representation of the Wonder Woman from the comic. In my opinion, I think I like the one more from the cartoon version. I'm not really a big fan of the bow helmet she has, but everything else looks great. Next one here we have is Superman. Nothing really much to say about it, except for the head sculpt that I really like about this Superman. It's just a plain figure and slim Superman, which makes sense, as that's what in the comic he doesn't have his powers yet. So this is also a great representation of that comic. And lastly but not least, here we have is Cyborg, which is the Build-A-Figure from the 4 figures that I mentioned earlier. Since I don't have the Flash, I don't have the feet for Cyborg, but from what I can tell right now, it is a big figure and he looks absolutely fantastic. I really love the head sculpt they did with this Cyborg. And honestly, this Cyborg can fit with any other figures or any other Justice League figures you want to build. But since this one is from the Flashpoint, I think I'm going to stick with the Flashpoint theme. And yeah, that will be pretty much it if you want to make your Flashpoint display. This is all the figures that are based on the Flashpoint story that Mcfarlane has made so far. So hopefully in the future he's able to make more Flashpoint figures. So hopefully you found this video helpful. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.